Hey AfterBuzzers! Welcome to Season 16, Episode 4 After Show for Project Runway. We're talking about sleepwear today, so snuggle up and get ready to talk all things fashion.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, I think our theme song might be conked out, but we're here and we're ready to talk all things Project Runway. I'm your host, Michael Shirley, and I've got a gorgeous panel here tonight. Welcome, Miss Michelle Uberreste.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Uberreste, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste.
Hello, my name's Hanna. You can follow me at Hanna Bee Tucker.
Well, tonight we got a little bit of loungy look.
Yeah.
Nice to see everything like a little more relaxed on Project Runway.
Maybe a little too relaxed.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that. Oh man, yeah. I feel like there were a lot of misses tonight. I don't know how you guys feel out there, but we've got Hanna in the chat. So if you have any questions for us or just want to rant, feel free to take it out on her.
Yeah, I'm here to be the venter for you, so just say
We're
what
missing Maite, who's usually doing our chat, but we'll see her next week. So the title of this episode was We're Sleeping Where. It was really cool what the designers got to do. What did you guys think it was cool, or would you not have liked being up that high?
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Super cool. I thought it was awesome. I'm not going to lie, I'd be a little scared, but not as scared as the twins. They were a little bit dramatic. So
I don't love heights, but if I'm not like hanging over, I think I would be able to like.
The view would be amazing.
Yeah. I also probably would have been like, can I sleep inside? Like, because there's so much cool stuff to look at inside.
Yeah, there was.
Like all the art, it was like very Art Deco, a lot of it.
It seemed like it was windy.
I know, yeah, I noticed.
Watching the designers like sketch and like their hair's blowing around, their pajamas are blowing around.
Yeah, and I noticed when they were in their sleeping bags, they were like pulled up to like the
top
of their heads.
And I was trying to figure out if it was just a sleeping bag or if it was like a cushion underneath, and I think there was like a cushion. But I was like, that looks so uncomfortable.
It really did, yeah. It was like camping on the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
It was very thoughtful of Lifetime to put down a cushion.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we also find out that the winner of this challenge gets like something that like everyone always wants. You get your look reproduced for this time Heidi Klum's own line, which is super special. And like, I'm sure that must be a little intimidating for her going in there, knowing that she has to put her name.
I don't think Heidi gets intimidated.
I know, right? I know. Intimates. You know, she's just not even intimidated by intimates.
Yeah.
But the line's called Heidi Klum Intimate Sleepwear, and the only real requirement they had for the challenge is that it must be fashionable, which was one thing that I think some of the people missed. And they had to create their own textile by hand, which I don't know if I would say they all really did that.
No.
I don't think really like painting a flower is like creating your own textile.
I feel like I saw a lot of people just kind of like throw their fabric and dye it a little bit and then take it out and dry it. And there was like no rhyme or reason. You couldn't even really see anything.
Dip dyeing.
Kind of like a horrible tie-dye job.
Some arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Well, they also only got 11 hours for the challenge to work on the outfits, but I don't imagine that's too crazy. I mean, they usually get like a day.
But it's sleepwear, and it's like very kind of basic.
So I didn't think that was too crazy. I thought that was a good limit for them, and they didn't have to do that like all in one day. But I don't know. I think that's just so cool that they get to be in Heidi's line.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were doing this, that you would have any reservations about thinking, well, at least one of those 13 are going to make something great?
Like if I was Heidi?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because she's taking a risk.
Yeah. Because it's like, you want to think if they're this far into it that you would like one of the things, but spoiler alert, I would have had a really hard time picking something personally from the stuff that they presented if I were her. felt like I would have had to settle on a design.
I can definitely see that, but it's also kind of up to her. How many are they really gonna cut? Like they could cut just 50 or something. You know, like there's no. They're not giving any parameters. So if it wasn't, I mean, it is true though. Like she's putting her name on it. So I mean. I don't know. It just, I feel like
maybe a little later in the competition. I mean, I feel like it was a little early for that. I think
maybe so. Yeah.
What about you?
What was the question? I was talking to Olga.
Oh, what is Olga saying?
She was asking, how are they choosing the models to use in the episodes as they lose designers?
Oh.
I had this question earlier. I think it's random. But I don't know, the first episode, it feel like they really picked who they wanted that model to be with.
Yeah.
Right, but then they're eliminating the models, so I don't know if they're doing it on the basis of whoever went out, whoever had the model at the time, or...
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's working out, but I'm sure we'll figure that out as the season progresses. But no, I was asking, wouldn't that be tough for you to go into a room with all these like rookie designers and
they're not all rookies.
Well, they haven't made it yet, really.
Yeah.
They're not Heidi Klum level. So to walk in a room with all these people, only four episodes in, and to say, I'm gonna produce one of these pieces.
I mean, that's intimidating. I don't know. I think that. Are you saying that Heidi is going to be intimidated, or the designers?
No, I'm saying, wouldn't it be intimidating to you if you were Heidi to like think, oh my gosh, what if like what if
terrible.
I don't find anything I like, you know?
She has to put her name on it.
That's true.
I'm just saying, I found it would have been very hard for me in my style, you know, if I were putting it out for my line. I don't know if I would have picked any of them. I might have been like, I want this one, but this has to be changed, like that pattern.
You know what, though? Like, Project Runway is notorious for having twist endings sometimes. If I was Heidi and I really didn't like anything, I'd be like, you guys all failed, and I'm not gonna produce anything. Like, I could totally see that happening if it went down that way.
Yeah, I could see it happening like that, too.
Because maybe, I don't think she would settle, honestly.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah,
Two of you are going home.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much drama in the episode. If anything, we saw a little budding bromance between Canaro and Brandon. They seem like they're leaning on each other.
Getting along pretty well there.
Yeah, I guess when you got the twins around, it's like, God, I better pair off with somebody.
That's was it Margarita? She was saying that a lot of people were annoyed at the twins, so maybe they were starting to buddy up because her and Michael were together, and so now they're forming little cliques and groups, and so I don't know.
I'd probably go that way too. I don't know.
I think it naturally happens, like as the designers get to know each other and spend more time with each other, and
right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the episode, we get to see Erin's granny panty underpants.
Oh my gosh!
What did you guys? I feel like all of you out there probably had some major feels about that.
Yeah.
What did you two ladies think?
They hit it like the whole time, and then at the
I
end,
saw it once.
they were like boom, and I was like, okay, thanks for that.
I saw it once when they were walking out of the work room, and I was like, those see-through panties, and I was like, oh, I hope it's.
I didn't even notice until one of the judges brought it up, I think, and then they zoomed in. Erin's
he's kind of in his own little world.
Yeah.
Definitely in like Erin world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he and also Michael were very big about confronting like what the norms of sexuality are in their designs. So, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me that he wore that little number.
No, yeah.
But
and I think that he likes to shock people.
Yeah. I don't think I could stand on the runway with everyone. I would just feel like I wasn't wearing pants and everyone else was, and it was a really bad dream, and I wanted to wake up. I don't know.
Yep, on national.
So that was like really all the drama we got. So it's about time to get into the outfits and all the looks, which I know all of you are here waiting for. So for our challenge, we had my old friend Demi Lovato guest judging, which was really cool to see her on there. Did you guys like seeing someone younger on there?
I did, yeah. I was a little, I wasn't expecting to see someone like her as a guest, but I did see, she is designing for Fabletics, it was, so it's cool to see her fashionable side. She's more punky, and I definitely think that showed in her judging too. So.
She was dressed down a little bit today, though. It looked like she was getting a little more classy with it for the runway.
She was.
I almost wish that they would tell us a little bit more about the judges. Like when they introduce, like we have a new guest judge every week, and they just have like a short thing, but then I feel like it just kind of gets brushed to the side, you know?
I did notice that this time because it was like clothing, and all of a sudden it was like Demi, but they did they introduce her at all?
They usually say like a couple little things or something, but I feel like it's just, if I was guest judging, I'd feel kind of left out or something.
Yeah. You want them to like say, hi, this is you. You're here because you're working on this, and we're so glad to have you. Everyone, a big round of applause for you.
Right, like, I just feel like they try to get guest judges.
They skimmed over Demi too much.
But part of it is for them too, like the publicity, because they want to
for sure.
have a a different range of people, types of people doing judges, not just we have the regular fashion gurus, but people with maybe a different perspective.
Right.
So it's like give them a little. A
lot of the guest judges are like super nice because they don't want to be too mean, but I felt like she told them straight.
She did.
She's like that. Yeah.
She was a toughie.
She was like, I just would feel so like not pretty in front of my lover in that.
Oh, Demi.
All right, you guys. So let's get on to the outfits. First up, we have Amy, and for you podcasters out there, I would describe this as a hospital gown that is actually sewn up in the back, and
it has a
Neo-Asian print. What is that print?
I don't know.
It looked like it was like palm trees or cranes or something like that.
Maybe.
It looks a little unfinished with the pad, like the textile. I feel like she could have done a little bit more with that.
I really didn't like the ringers on that. I felt that it made it look really cheap.
I agree. And it reminded me of, when you go to the dentist and you wear that big bib for that x-ray photo? It reminded me so much of that. And
bib.
I'm sorry. It wasn't the most flattering outfit for me.
What about you, Michelle?
Yeah, same. I mean, you can't, like, a lot of the looks tonight look like hospital gowns, but this probably was the most. And I actually do like the print and the color, I guess. But it just kind of like...
You guess?
I mean, I like it, but it's just... I am overwhelmed by the silhouette. It just looks moo-moo, and it's like, for me, if I'm in bed, like, I roll around a lot, and I would get caught and, like, trapped inside my own pajamas.
This is very much a throwback to the old moo-moo. Of the 80s that was super popular. But also, I feel like that model is just styled so poorly too. I mean, we can't see her from the front. She was walking quick. We're only able to get a snap from the back, but she just looked kind of like she got out of an insane asylum to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gave this look 2 out of 5 stars. What about
I did
two
too.
of you?
I gave a 1.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm judging ones on like Cha-Cha's first outfit. Maybe I need to be a little more generous. Okay, up next we've got Brandon's look, which is like kind of like this dusty, like cropped, like
top long
matching kind of like leisure leisure outfit. This just did not read sleepwear to me. It looked like something I would go to the beach in or go to like maybe like an outdoor festival. Like I just couldn't see myself getting in bed and I don't know.
It's like too pretty not to show a little bit, but I think I like the clean lines, soft colors. It kind of looked like there's like dropped orange juice on the front.
It did,
a little bit. But in the right lighting, it looked pretty though. But it's a little bit blah. But that's something I would totally wear personally. So I can dig that though.
I hate, what is with all these Easter colors? Like, I know that they just gave them, like, this horrible silk charmeuse fabric.
Yeah, they did pick the palette, pretty much.
But I just hate it. It just looks like a Easter explosion, and I just wish somebody would have dyed their fabric not pastel colors. But otherwise, I really like this, because I would wear this around the house, like, every day, wear it to bed, take a nap in it, like...
Yeah.
It's flattering for different body types, I think. and I'd feel good and cool and.
With everyone running around so quickly, I couldn't really tell what was all available. But I could see that looking so cool if it was like completely transparent.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, why does it have to look like? Maybe it's because I live in California, but to me that looks like something I would see on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of a thing right now too. Is like the sheer, not just sheer, but there's like this. I think it's like a trend going on. It's like plastic pants, like a what is the word for it? But it's like plastic.
Waxed. Like
kinda, yeah. It's like shiny, clear pants.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Shiny,
clear, like PVC, kind of like your boots.
Yeah, like my boots.
Oh my gosh, I wish you could show that off.
I know.
She's got some awesome boots. Maybe we can throw that on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll try that.
The show. But yeah, I gave this 3 out of 5 stars because I felt like it was just kind of, just like it was whatever.
I gave it 3.
Not worth really talking about. Next up, we got Margarita with, just kind of a really basic, like it was not innovative at all. I don't think that, it's just literally a blue robe and bottom pant set. Like, it's nothing new. I didn't see a textile she created. Maybe she lightened or darkened, watered down those blue colors a little bit, but my big problem with this, I thought it was too safe, and it was also just, I didn't see the textile incorporated, which I think is like, when you have one rule, let's really see a textile.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this was just really covered, just masses of fabric all over the place. There's just no silhouette or anything going on, and I mean, it's like, it's a basic cut of the pant and the basic cut of the robe top, but it's nothing that you couldn't just pick up at like Kmart. So and then the pastel colors, and then I wrote down no textile either. I'm like, that's like a huge part of the challenge.
Yeah.
Maybe even bigger than the sleepwear part if you interpret it.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff, like, I mean, this definitely looks like sleepwear. We can say that, but I don't know
what makes it special. I mean, I feel like it'd be hard to make sleepwear special.
I think that looked like that was well made.
Yeah.
But that's not the challenge.
I know. But it says something. What about you, Hannah?
I think, one of the good things about this outfit is that it's elongating. It makes you look long, and so that's flattering. But there's not much there for me to say, oh, yeah, that's a great,
just like
fantastic.
A pop of something.
Yeah,
like
just
anything. If not even a different, like a colored sash around the waist.
Yeah.
I could see this like on
pop.
Claire Underwood from like House of Cards. You know, this looks like something she, like, very Ice Queen.
So it's a very niche piece, but
very, very, very bland.
Yeah, bland.
So next up, we have another piece that I thought the textile was not incorporated. I would like it if you guys could tell me what it was, because I couldn't find it for the life of me. This is Claire's outfit. It's basically just a big draped pink blob that stops right below her hoo-ha.
I feel like she just a little bit more effort and it would have been there. I think that she has with the twist in the top, but it looks like she almost, but like the twins were helping each other a lot. So it's like she didn't get to that part, the top, so like she didn't complete it at all.
For helping each other, they just didn't do very good of a job.
Yeah.
I actually like the color. At least she didn't use a pastel. It's kind of like a bright fuchsia. And I like that she didn't use the silk charmeuse. She had some type of probably silk chiffon. It's a little bit sheer. I like that. I'm pretty sure the textile was just in the little tie that ran around her waist.
Maybe.
Like it looks a little printed or something.
It's a different color.
Yeah, there is a textile on that, I think. But that's it.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it. I would have, I'm not even kidding, I would have sent this outfit home tonight. This is the one that I would have given the boot. I personally didn't like the color. And it just looked to me like she had draped a mannequin and hand stitched it, slid it off the mannequin, and then slid it on the model. it just looked like draping to me.
It kind of blows my mind, like how much the twins are used to working with each other, you know, for their business. But then I see this and I'm like, but what happened? This is not a finished thought to me.
Right. I gave that 2 stars. I just gave, I mean, like I said, I didn't give anyone 1 star this week because I think I gave Cha Cha that first star. And I don't think I've seen much of anything worse than that so far. Next up, we have got Batani's look, which I was so pleased with this week. I was waiting for her to pull something out that looked really sexy, and I just loved the way the little straps over the chest were, and I loved the way it was cut. I didn't like the textile. If I was Heidi, I would have picked this one, and I would have said, you gotta come up with a new textile for that, or we're just not doing a textile for it. But I loved the cut. I thought it was interesting and classic and just pretty.
Yeah, I think it's super flattering. I think the only thing I would have changed was the straps, in that maybe it's just a personal thing, but I don't like it when the straps are too long. If like she brought them up just a little bit, I think it would have been a little bit more flattering. But other than that, this is probably my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, this was my favorite too. I didn't mind the print. It probably could have been better, but I like that vibe from Batani. The neckline to me is just perfect, and I think if like this would be the second thing I would wear besides Brandon's. Like, it's a totally different vibe, but I would totally wear this all the time because it's just so easy, and it's like the way that she draped it. There's so much volume at the bottom.
It looks like a modern nightgown.
Yeah,
it does.
And I think that is something that was really lacking. It was either too streetwear in this stuff, or it was just like just boring.
Yeah, it just makes it so effortless. Like, that's what women want. They just want to throw something on and look really sexy.
Exactly.
And this was so easy. And
well, like I said, I really liked this, but I still only gave it 4 stars, and I would have picked this to win, but I don't know if I could have put my name on it if I was Heidi, the way it is. Next up, we've got Michael, who's got,
I don't know why they like this so much.
Yes, the judges very, very much liked this look, and this was the look that took the cake this week. Does this look like a cake-taking look to you ladies?
I get it. The only thing I really do not like about it is the upside down triangle on the chest. Like, without that, I would be totally on par with the judges because I like the length of it. I like the easiness of the bottom. I like where the print placement is. I think that's really smart, and he made it really interesting with just the little metallic and the Art Deco. I definitely see that influence. I just don't like, for me, I would feel so weird with this strange shape. Triangle on my chest. It wouldn't be comfortable for me.
What about you, Hannah?
Yeah, I agree with the triangle shape because I think it makes it look a little matronly. I don't like that feeling.
It's just
like,
and not in like an attractive way.
Yeah, exactly,
It's choking.
Yeah.
To me, a little bit.
I like the straps in the back though. Those were pretty.
Well, I'm not a lady, so I don't sleep in anything like that, but I roll around a lot, and I feel like if I were wearing that, I would be all hung up like a cobweb, like Heidi said earlier. I thought that looked really, just like that might cause some problems. Like at some point, like I'd rip one of the straps or something, or I'd end up...
You get violent in your sleep.
Oh my gosh. I wake up with bruises on my feet. I'll kick the wall. I don't know. But yeah, I got seashell vibes. I just really didn't like this. I really didn't like this look. I don't know why I didn't see what the judges are seeing, but sometimes that happens with us.
I think Heidi also goes for like what's more different and like stimulating, you know?
Right. The triangle thing, though.
She wears some real bizarre stuff on red carpet and things, but she's more daring, you know? She wants to see that. Something different, and this is definitely different. Like, I haven't seen this anywhere.
Maybe this would have looked better on someone with Heidi's frame.
Yeah.
But I don't know. On this lady, I don't know. I just know. Just no. All right, let's get rid of that, please. Let's look at the. Please get rid of that. We need a new. What's the next outfit?
Deontay.
We need another one. Oh. Gosh, this isn't going to get much better, is it? Our next outfit is poor Deontay. Oh, man.
I like him as a
just
person.
Look at that. Everyone look.
Everyone
Let's have a
look.
moment of silence for
It's like
this dress.
it's like a train wreck. You just can't look away.
So
but
I'm glad we have this one up because I thought this probably was more flattering, but that's when she walked back down the runway and untucked it. But when she walked out, she had that long thing tucked inside of her dress her skirt,
Yeah.
and it was very bunchy and unflattering for a plus size model, as you guys could all see. In the waistband wasn't even straight. It was very much looked like a windy road.
Wacky.
the waistband was it was just an elastic which he gathered around, and it wasn't evenly gathered, so it just looked like a chunk. I mean, I thought he was gonna do pants.
Yeah, but he ran out of dye. So
It
for
just
you
looks like
podcasters, this is the little baggy sack blue
Yeah, it is a
dip
yeah,
dye
exactly.
And there's wrinkles.
tuck-in deal.
Yeah, and then you tuck it in and it gets wrinkled. So
Mhm.
I just don't understand any part of this. It's badly
Can
constructed
we talk
like
about
his
the
last
construction
dress.
too?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, the
gosh.
sleeves were too high.
Oh yeah, it made her
Yeah.
arms look wider. It made her just look like all chest, just very bunchy.
It
As we can
reminds
see,
me-
look at her. Like she doesn't even like her hair. She's
doesn't look
styled
happy.
horrible. No, she looks like she just got out of bed. She really does. She don't look good.
I mean, the bottom just looks like a slip skirt, you know, and the top's just like nothing.
Yeah.
But the top reminds me of the top he did for the last challenge, where it's just that cut, you know,
Yeah,
he
with
doesn't
the-
have any darts, and it's just horribly
The
finished.
bolero. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that this was such a cop out doing the dip dye. Aren't we past that in our culture? Like we moved the dip dye to the head.
But it's still
We're
nothing.
like-
It's still.
we're-
It's not even a
Unicorn,
dip dye though. It's like, you know, when I think dip dye, I think like ombre,
It's
darker on the bottom,
It's more
or
of a tie dye.
different.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
A
like
sloppy
dunked in
tie-dye.
there, and there's nothing. I'm sorry, there's just nothing good about it.
The
Well,
colors.
the judges didn't think so either because, you guys, this look went home this week for good reason. Any other words? I gave it 2 stars just because, like I said, it wasn't a cha-cha outfit.
I gave it 0.
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
I'm
Ooh.
so
Maybe-
sorry because I like Deontay and I feel bad,
Yeah.
but there's like nothing there to me. There's no design and no.
Can we do 0 stars?
I'm doing it.
Oh, well, this is going to change everything, you guys. Okay, next up we've got Aaron's look, which the judges, he was on the chopping block too. They did not like this look. Unfortunately, we can't see it too close up in this photo, but the best way I could describe it is kind of a crinkly silver jumper with skirt-like shorts, which you thought looked in the back like it actually wasn't shorts. You thought it looked like a skirt, right?
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell. But, you know, sometimes with that kind of gaucho feel, you have to really look in the
that's
middle of
true.
someone's legs.
Especially
to see
with
what's
the
going
print
on.
is kind of an all-over metallic print.
But I think it was shorts. It really wasn't specified, and they really didn't go too much into it. But I thought this looked like the most uncomfortable fabric to sleep in. It looked kind of like sleeping in Christmas bows. Like it, I don't know. It looked like it might have like a wiring in it. It just so crinkly and.
It's pretty to look at though. I like the textile,
You liked it?
and I like where he got the inspiration from. But if he's gonna do pants, I thought it was a skirt almost the whole time. Then I was like, oh, there's pants there. But if you're gonna do that, I feel like he should bring the waist down a little bit and then make it more flattering that way.
I just don't really see pleating with sleepwear, and that material just looked thick. It didn't
I think
look
it was
thin.
because of the paint. Because I think it was the same silk charmeuse. I thought he had the best print because he had that metallic kind of grate and it was interesting, but I think the paint just made it heavy. So I think if they produced it.
Who wants to sleep in paint?
No, but I think but for the purpose of the challenge.
Yeah.
I
They can
think-
reproduce
Right.
that. in a different
So
way.
I mean, I thought it would have been really cute if the shorts were shorter. I
It's
like them
heavy.
high-waisted, but like
So,
shorter, and you feel kind of flirty in them. And the top, I think, would have been fine if he wouldn't have tried to construct it so hard. Like, it was just tight, and it ended up, that fabric is just not what you do with that. You needed to like add a little blousing to it or something. But I didn't think it was as bad as the judges did. I just needed like some tweaking.
I didn't think it was very flattering on the chest either.
No, yeah.
But I gave this look 2 stars just because it made it onto the runway. And I don't dislike him in general. I think he has an interesting eye.
Yes.
And I'd like to see a full collection from him.
I would too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe we just keep him, you know, to see what he's gonna wear to the next runway.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Hopefully he will be wearing pants next week. Up next we have Ayanna's look, which I called it strange and odd. We've got this pink capey like robe duster with mismatched tank top, high-waisted shorts with painted lace coming out of the bottoms of the shorts, kind of to look like a faux like cut off jeans with like a pocket sticking out, kind of give me that vibe. It very strange and odd. The color choices were I don't know what story this is.
Yeah. I thought it was cool that she did like a button-up shirt, and it was kind of sheer mixed with these pieces, you know, like the not sheer parts. But yeah, I didn't like the shorts with it. I didn't like the shrug wrap thing. I didn't
Shorts
like
don't look comfortable to sleep in to me.
Not that type of short. No, and I don't think that any of the colors went together. It was kind of like there's like a gray and a beige and then a hot pink, and I don't know, and I didn't really see this entire show. Like, I didn't see much textile happening. I see a lot of people like throwing their fabric crinkled up into a bin and then going with that. But
big problem with the textiles this week. What about you, Hannah?
I kind of like it. I think that
What?
if she, I know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I kind of like it. If she would have done the robe with the mesh green insert, you know, that's on the top, I think it would have been more cohesive. But I actually kind of like it. I think it's like a little peekaboo action, which I feel like we could have seen a little bit more of with mesh fabric.
About the only person I can see in this is like Kelly Rowland. I don't know. I just can't really see. And I don't see her wearing that to bed. I see her wearing that to like the grocery store. I don't know. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars just because I thought at least she didn't just make a pair, just a robe and some long pants.
Yeah,
so
I gave it a 1. I wasn't impressed.
Well, at least the construction didn't look as bad on that one as on a lot of them. I'm just also glad she didn't give her a head covering, because I was going to throw some major shit. So I was going to be like, you know, Muslim women don't wear that in bed unless they're sleeping with a man that don't need to see their head.
Even she said, well, that might be the case, but even she said, you know, okay, yes, but when we are in the bedroom, we can wear whatever because we're not in public.
Well, I'm really glad she didn't feel like, oh, I've got to do a thing on the head, like a little sleepy snooze cap. Like, you know, like she could have gone with that, and I'm glad she didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 4 more looks up. Shawn is next, part of the terrible 2 that we all seem to collectively
be on edge
indeed.
with.
Just indeed.
Indeed.
For you guys out there on our podcast, this look, I didn't absolutely hate it. I don't know if I can really describe it very well, though. It looks like a halter top jumper with it's all silver with a belt with some textile. I thought this was really, I don't know. She did have the textile up on the top, but I didn't think it was even that pretty.
The judges really liked it. I mean, for me, it was a little basic, a little simple. Like, I feel like this isn't something I would sleep in personally. I would actually wear the pants out probably. I'd probably pair it with a different top, but
Yeah, it looked like it was made
somewhere.
pretty well, too. I will say that. What about you? What did you think?
It was probably the most well executed
Yeah.
look, because when it came out, it looked like it was ready to hit the stores. The print I thought was good. She kind of had the metallic, but it's subdued, and it just looked the cleanest to me. But it was really safe. But okay, compared to everybody else's kind of nonsense today.
Yeah, it makes it stand out in a...
Looked really good, yeah.
Yeah, in a runway it might not have had she not had these people with her.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't absolutely hate it, but...
You just hesitate to give her a good rating.
I'll give credit where credit's due. There are a few Hillary Duff songs I like. I mean, I can put back some bias, but I don't know. It felt too old for me for Heidi's collection, because it felt to me like maybe a 50, 60-year-old woman would wear this. Not like maybe, not one that like, you know, is like Walmart bound, but one that is like, you know, like on the thinner side, you know.
Fifth Avenue.
But like a cool New York, Santa Monica mom, newly grandma, you know, has a nose ring. I just saw this was like more of like a 60, more of like an elegant, sexy outfit for like a 60-year-old. I thought it was just a little too old for a Heidi Klum's line. No.
I mean, who's shopping?
You think it's age appropriate?
Who's her customer? Could be
I
anybody.
I want to think 40s.
Yeah, but could be anybody. I mean,
could be younger.
Sleepwear I feel like is pretty, just doesn't matter what age you are.
It's general.
Right. Kind of depends on what you're comfortable with, your body type, all that type of stuff. All right. Well, next up we've got Kenya, and I think this kind of broke our hearts a little bit to see this coming down the runway from her. What were your first impressions, Hannah?
I actually liked it. Besides the fact that the back wasn't completed, and there's a little bit of confusion in the front, but I like how she layered the robe, and we saw, you know, the layering there, but I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I think they were a little bit too hard on her, the judges.
This look started out with a robe on that matched the top, and then when she took it off, we see that it is this just very... Ooh, what's the word for that, Michelle? Ratchet? Is that a good word for that?
It looks tortured, yeah.
A very tortured silk, short, spaghetti strap, little jumpsuit. And the problem that and it starts off kind of in like a pale purple and goes down to like a more darker, like grape juice kind of color.
I think it depends on the screen. It's kind of
yeah.
It was a little bit brighter.
Yeah, it was a little fuchsia. But I liked the idea of this, and I think it was a great thought, but it was just very poorly done and way too ambitious to do in 11 hours with the type of draping you would need to get that to really fit a model really well. I thought that was super ambitious. But the judges found that the biggest problem was that it was not easy to get out of in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Heidi said she was afraid she would have peed her pants wearing this outfit.
Yeah.
Which I looked at the two of you and I say, well, hey, don't you just pull that that leg over to the side and then don't even bother to turn the light on, just roll back into bed, right? I don't know. I want to think an American woman could get around this.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
What are your thoughts about this, Michelle?
I totally agree with you. I love the idea. She actually put a lot of thought into this concept. I love the fact that she kind of mixed the darker pink with the lighter. I thought that was really unexpected. And I like the cutout in the back of the robe. I think the problem is they gave everybody silk charmeuse, and I'm going to keep complaining about this because this is like the worst fabric on the planet to use. And if you're not familiar with it, it's like impossible. So she's kind of really good at tailoring, and she tried to do this very kind of constructed look. You see a lot of bands and binding and things, and it's not working. And I think she did the best with what she could with the time.
I think
that's why she was safe.
I think the side she could have made meet up. That drove me the most about it. I was like, look at that, Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh, the side. The side when the color panels aren't matching on something that small, an outfit that small, it's really jarring to the eye.
I think it's just hard to get out of your box of how you are used to constructing something, because she could have made that waistband thing just a tie. or something, you know, that's not like constructed into a legit waistband.
Well, this look was in the bottom 3 this week.
But she was the first to be safe.
Yes,
so
she was. Because
I think the judges saw that too.
Yeah, they knew she's a great designer, just maybe needed more time or different material for this. I gave the look, 3 stars just because I would have liked to see how it should have looked.
Right.
Like I would have liked to see how her sketch had turned out.
I gave it a 2 just based on my initial impression of it running on the runway, but I think a 3 is probably more appropriate now that I analyze a little bit more.
And just for all you out there who are thinking we're being way too hard, we're doing a 5-star scale this year, so we can be a little more nitpicky. I feel like when you have less options, it's really easy to give like 4s and like 6s. Like we've only got 5 stars. Well, now we've got a 0 star, which I'm excited about, and I'm gonna throw that in. I'm gonna throw that in next week if I get a chance. But next up, we've got Canaro's look, which for all of you guys who are watching has a very modern scalloped bust line and goes all the way down to about the calf, and you can wear it either with this little belt he has or not. I thought this, when you took the belt off of this look, it just absolutely changed it, made it look so much better. But I know you didn't agree with that, Michelle. What do you think?
I just think the belt cinches in her waist and you can see her figure so much better. I think it's more flattering. But personally, yeah, I like the big, huge, flowy. Like if I was wearing it, I probably would look better. Like I'd put the belt on if the mailman came or something. But like I would.
You don't want anything getting out of the way. All right.
And I thought the scallops he did on the top were really cool, and that shows a lot of kind of expertise and thoughtfulness. And then I loved the print, and I liked that he kind of added an ombre dip dye underneath the print. It gives it more, kind of pops out at you more interest.
I found that is really hard. That geometric, like squared off scallop is really hard because you have to do it like backwards, and then I don't even know quite how you would make that so crisp. But I felt like the dress wasn't quite tailored, maybe because it had the option to go either way. I would have liked to see it like pressed down against her because it seemed like it was flopping a little bit. I don't know if it needed to be starched or something.
Oh yeah.
But it was a little kind of like willy-nilly.
Right, but for the time that he had, I think it was a huge accomplishment.
Yes. I didn't think it was flattering on the chest or the waist until you take that off, but that's just me. I gave this look 3 stars. What about you, Hannah? I'm sure you've got some thoughts about this one.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I thought it was a little bit more basic, but the scalloping, you got to give me a lot of credit for that. And I like how you can take off the sash, options.
I
overall,
like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, the pattern though, overall, like that just got me. It looks like a kid's craft.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
I like the blue though. I like the ombre, like you mentioned. I think that looks really nice. But maybe you could have done without the flowers or whatever they are.
It looked kind of like they were arrows, but flowers,
Oh.
or like both.
Abstract.
Kind of.
I liked his original. He kind of had a concept he showed Heidi, and that looked really kind of artistic and modern to me. But then he basically didn't do any of his print work until the morning before the runway, so he kind of just slopped it together, and it didn't end up to me as good as it could have been.
Well, we've got one more look left, and this is Samantha's look. I would say this is probably, for those of you listening and not watching, this is the most modern and like kind of maybe innovative kind of way because of where we're seeing some stripes, but this is just a very plain white simple silk spaghetti strap top with like a little belled out silk pant with like crisscrossing lines on the legs, which you would usually see going vertical instead of horizontal, which I thought was a neat little touch. And I thought the jacket that matched just white with the blue trim to match the pants was just a nice little touch. And like I said, I found this to be the most Heidi look, but I guess I don't know the most Heidi because it didn't even get on Heidi's radar.
Yeah.
They just were like, you're safe. What about you guys?
I think it was one of the more designed pieces of the night. She actually took the time to like put some thought and effort into this.
And it looked like sleepwear.
Yeah, it did. And it's something that looked a little bit different than, you know, what you'd see in the stores. The only thing that I didn't really like was it just reminds me of like a sailor outfit because the pants.
Sailor vibes.
Yeah, so because the pants are blue and they have the stripes on the bottom, and it just seemed a little like I didn't quite like the proportions of the trims and things on it.
Say that was in a bright canary yellow.
It would be different, probably.
Would you still like it?
I don't like those
You're like,
lines.
I don't like it. Don't get me wrong.
I like it from the top, like the top and the jacket I like, but the pants
don't like
they're too, I don't like the stripes at the bottom because
they weren't sewn well. Very
That's for sure,
puckery
yeah.
all the way around, all the detailings, and I don't know. I probably would have just avoided that fabric if I didn't think I could do that quickly.
Yeah.
What about you, Hannah?
This look I don't mind. I just don't mind it. Like it's sleepwear. It looks wearable. I feel like it's good in that sense, but I don't see a lot of like design minus the the stripes and stuff like that. But I think it appeals maybe more to an older individual
definitely
crowd.
I feel like this would appeal to her client base.
Yeah,
the ones that are maybe just a little bit older than her.
Yeah.
This would have been in my top 3. I gave it 4 stars because I knew that if it was mass produced, it would look great.
The jacket's the best part. Like the jacket looks expensive.
Yeah, I like the top of it best too, and I might have axed those 2 stripes at the bottom of the pants, cause like you say, it does make it look a little sailory. I might have put those stripes on the side like a tuxedo pant to be a little fresher.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I would have liked that a little better, and it would have taken that like ahoy matey. Oh, shout out Maite. But yeah, I totally don't know why this got passed over when we have people like Shawn's outfit. I don't know. Well, you guys liked Shawn. I guess Shawn's was probably the most like this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan of the winner. That was one of my least favorite outfits. The top 3 tonight was Canaro, Michael, and Shawn. And the bottom 3 were Aaron, Deontay, and Kenya. Well, now that our looks are over, what do you guys think about their top 3 and bottom 3 choices?
Disappointed.
The bottom, I'm pretty close. Deontay gets sent home, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
The top, I feel like Batani should have been in the top.
I did too. I thought she should have been in the top. Absolutely. I would have given it to her this week. I just was glad to see that what we thought she could do.
When it came out, it just like hit me. I was like, this is it for me. This is my pick. I didn't even have to see the rest.
Yeah, she had a good luck with the model too.
Yeah, that's true.
She had a model that walked really well, had a really easy to cut for because it's so hard to cut for a plus size model.
I feel like that look though, even on a plus size model, would have been flattering on them too. I mean,
yeah, it would have been because the accents were very
cleavagey.
just kind of all around good. Even if you didn't have much of a bust or if you had a very big bust, it would have been flattering. Well, Michael got his design reproduced for Heidi Klum's intimate sleepwear, which is, you guys okay with that?
I'm okay with that. I thought it was kind of a little bit weird for Heidi to pick that one. I don't know. She just usually likes it a lot slinkier. But
yeah, I agree.
I'm surprised, and it's different, so I can see why she went that way.
Yeah.
Well, What did you think about the fact that Kenya was in the bottom? Do you think she deserved to be there, or do you think they just did that to be like, don't you do bad again?
I think so.
I think it was just, like
there was a lot of bad ones that they could have been, but I think that's good because they just scared her, and I think she has a lot of talent, so now she'll go back and be like, I'm not doing that again. But I just also think it was like unnecessary.
Right.
At the same time, because she really did a good job with what they gave her.
Olga has a really good point. Says, I think Michael's won over Samantha because it would be easier and cheaper to mass produce Michael's. That's interesting.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, that's always
gotta include the finances.
That's always a factor. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cantaros, they would never mass produce that scallop.
I think it
never.
I think it probably depends on the price point for her brand, which I'm not sure.
I don't think it's super high.
But I actually have been wearing my Heidi Klum watch.
Oh yeah.
Every time we've been doing this, I got it on QVC, you guys. It's got like pyramid studs all the way around. Yeah, it was back when she had a line called High Life or Wildlife. And it was on QVC, and I watched her pitch it, and I was like, I want it in gold. I got it. Oh, I love it. It takes a really good time, too. Shout out to you, Heidi Klum. Well,
can we just say how funny, like, when she was in the workroom, she's like, just like, totally hilarious. Her critiques are she's just like laughing and on the floor and like.
She's the reason we are in the 16th season of Project Runway. Everybody loves her. Such a great model, such a fun sport, and she looks like she just loves to have fun.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And just like a fun lady. Love to have her on here sometime.
Oh, yes.
Well, you guys, it's time for us to get out of here. You want to tell everyone where they can find you online?
Sure. You can find me, Michelle Uberreste, on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste.
And you can follow me at Hanna BEE Tucker on all platforms.
And you can follow me at Michael X Shirley on Instagram and Twitter. And if you are a Twin Peaks fan, stick around because at 10 o'clock in just an hour, we are going to be doing the Twin Peaks 2-part finale, which is going to be super exciting. I can't wait for this. If you've seen it, you know it's definitely a very polarizing series. So stick around for that if you're interested. And check out all of our other TV shows at AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Michael Shirley, and it was so awesome to see you guys. Tune in next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Predictions.